about colleges and how they affect you and how it will be like for you. So please ask questions, engage, and so on and so forth. Thank you. Some special guests who are going to be talking about colleges and how they affect you and how it will be like for you. So please ask questions, engage, and so on and so forth. Thank you.
So for our first guest, I had an opportunity to meet him at my brother's sister's keeper meeting at MBSK. A few weeks ago, with the other chapters that ran MBSK from the rest of the community, had a privilege to hold a conversation with him and invite me to invite him today. So I would like to welcome Mr. Baker.
Good afternoon, all. I know it's Friday. I know we're about halfway to the weekend already, but we got to drum up a little bit more energy than that. So I'm going to say it one more time. Good afternoon, all. Good afternoon. That was a little bit more. I like that. So my name is Mr. Rashawn Banjo, and I represent Queens North. Don't tell anybody from the North that I'm down here, because you might get a little sticky. Thank you for introducing me, and Mr. Arlen, excuse me. But thank you so much for introducing me, for inviting me, Mr. Fisher, because these opportunities let me get a chance to reach out and directly affect students and let them know how we're doing. I kind of want to give a little call and response. Anybody know what call and response is? Yeah, it's like church, you know, you say something back. So the MBK kind of mantra, right, is MBK all day, MBK every day. But see, I'm at your house now, and it's a little bit different. So we're going to go a little bit different. I'm going to say MBK. You say all day, and I'm going to say MSK, and we say every day, right? Because here we have a combination, right? So everybody got the directions? Everybody know what we're doing? All right. MBK.
All day.
MSK.
Every day.
All right. We're going to say a little more energy. We need to practice. All right? All right. MBK.
All day.
MSK.
Every day.
They did say something about more girls going to the schools. They got a little bit more energy. Woo. My mom always said, quiet mouth don't get fed, so it looks like the guys won't stay hungry. Anyway, my name again is Mr. Rashawn Banjo, and I support the Queens North High School Superintendent, Mrs. Lane Lindsay. Through that work, I kind of voluntold, given a project, to lead the My Brother's Keeper work in Queens North and Queens South. In collaboration with my mentee, my mentor, Dr. James Brown, we have created a Queens kind of its version of My Brother's Keeper. Does anybody know what the My Brother's Keeper initiative is? Would you raise a hand? That's great, initiative, right? Big word. So you're right. It's not even an initiative. It's a movement. In 2014, then President Barack Obama led a national call to action after the traumatic experiences of some young men of color dying at the hands of police officers. Some of the cases being Trayvon Martin. Everybody familiar with that name? Yeah. Mike Brown. Everybody familiar with that name? So as a response, you got to Google that. That's a shame. You got a computer in your hand. As a response, Mr. Obama led an initiative around My Brother's Keeper to create opportunities for young people of color to expand and grow, to become leaders in their own communities, with the hopes that the movement will create its own synergy and connect those tenets of community building to the youth, right? And because honestly, the future is in your hands. We're just facilitating it. Thank you. I bring a clip. So, I know this is a picture of young men, but this initiative has grown to incorporate what our young ladies are to be built on as well. Because there is no movement that started in the United States for people of color that has not incorporated our queens. So let's make sure that we acknowledge that. But New York State has been the only state to adopt this into their budget every year. So for the past 3 years, we have created professional development opportunities, events, and workshops dedicated to your personal professional growth. personal and professional. Another thing that we wanted to key on is internships, which is a really good opportunity for you to have experiences that lie outside of the classroom. Next slide. So our core beliefs, our core tenets rely on three fundamental structures. They are civic engagement, community service, doing things outside of the school building that benefit not just the school, but the community. Some of our chapters have done Toys for Tots. Some of our groups have done visited shelters for domestic violence shelters and homeless shelters. It's not exactly the same across because no two communities are the same. Everybody has different needs. So Richmond Hill does not have the same needs as Cardozo, who doesn't have the same needs as Jamaica High School. So it really focuses on what your community aspects and what your community needs for it to grow. Our next tenet is experiential learning or internships. Like I mentioned before, it's really important that young people get the opportunity to grow and learn in different aspects in different areas. The classroom is one setting, however, life is a classroom in itself. And your experiences will allow you to start to grow and learn with your brothers and sisters. Our next thing is community development and leadership. You're all leaders in your own right. And what MBK and MSK's goals and tenets are to bring those leadership characteristics out. One of those key indicators are through mentorship, peer-to-peer mentorship, seniors mentoring freshmen mentoring middle school students, to build a connection and build a scale that has middle school students understanding what the high school experience is about. Next slide, please. Our meeting norms. So again, not every two chapters are the same. However, we do focus on a number of non-negotiables. One person speaks at each time. Some groups have a walking stick or talking stick to respect the opinions and thoughts of each brother and sister. Another one is working together and presuming positive intentions. Like nobody comes into the space with a negative attitude or negativity towards any of their brothers and sisters. What this does is build a continuum and a community that really is about us all and our own voice and our advocacy. So those are some of the things I just wanted to highlight because the bishop wanted me to come and talk to you about what MBK and what MSK was from more of a global sense and how it kind of trickles down into what you guys have created here at Richmond Hill. But I also wanted to make sure we connected to some of the overarching themes that you guys have had in me today. Next.
I didn't go there, so I don't know.
So basically what we did over these past few months is we went on trips such as the homeless shelter. We also went on trips to businesses such as National Urban League, where we went and talked about branding, where we learned new things where we didn't know before. We also went to a elementary school, where we helped kids learn how to read, and we also interacted with them, which was also kind of fun because they were adorable and tiny. So yeah. And we also held little programs such as dodgeball games. We've had at least 2 dodgeball games that happened over 2 months, I think. And we also were able to do, we were also interacting with the security guards where we played games with them in the cafeteria. Not many of you came, but it's okay. That's okay. Game night, yeah. And that's a few things that we know, but there's also more. At least I can't remember that now because I'm not in that mental state. But yeah. Anyway, right now we have pictures and videos of where we had all those moments happen. I don't know if Mahogany has them up yet. No, it's buffering. It's buffering, so we're trying to wait. Yes. MBSK.
MBSK?
Yeah, MBSK.
How did that affect your life or change it in any way?
I mean, for me, it kind of changed the way because Fisher just told us about the program of MSK because it was before just MBK. So when he added the girls into it, it was kind of interesting because for me, we were able to work in the school with bulletin boards where we helped the science department. We were also able to kind of talk with the AP teachers because we never really interacted with them because a few of the kids didn't really like them. But then after having a moment with them and talking, we were able to see that they were actually pretty okay, and we were able to start talking with them, getting help from them. So it kind of changed my life. I don't know how it changed their life, but I think it probably did, hopefully.
add on to what she said, for me, outside of high school, ever since we had the Queens College trip, and that's where I met Mr. Banjo, and then we talked about like college and everything, and I met a boy, I forgot what his name was, but I have his information. He got a 4-year scholarship to Yale through MBSK.
Through Questbridge.
I mean,
Yes, but it was
he's the
MBSK.
academy online called Questbridge College Academy, and it helped me. MBK helped me out because ever since I went to that trip, I've been keeping in contact with that boy, and just like I don't know how to explain it, but he's giving me opportunities to get scholarships. I hope he did.
It's called networking.
Also, I forgot to mention, but with working with MBSK and I guess also Girls Group with Mr. Emmanuel, we were able to also do resumes because I didn't know how to do a resume and I had a scholarship to apply for. So Emmanuel helped me do the resume, and he also helped me with kind of putting out points where I didn't really know how to express myself in the thing because it's kind of hard. In a way, I didn't know what words to use because few words, it wasn't really at my level because it kind of seemed like a grade school level for middle schoolers, so he kind of helped me.
You elaborate about vocabulary?
Yeah, elaborate about vocabulary. Thank you. Articulate to and also, what else have we done? He's also been Mr. Fisher's been kind of holding these kind of programs or after school where we kind of came together, the MBSK group, and we worked on bulletin boards, kind of coming up with ideas of what to do. We were supposed to do another bulletin board, but we kind of got busy because we were all doing something else. I had practice, so it was kind of different. And also I was lazy, I'm being honest.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
So can you describe what community service is and what you've learned from your community service events being a part of it?
So community service, at least me, is like where I'm interacting with other people I never really met before, and I've been kind of helping them, and they've been helping me as well. Like kind of when we went for Christmas, it was a Christmas program. We went to go talk to the elders, and we were playing games with them, and I didn't really know much about them, and I didn't even know that there was going to be Hispanic women there. But when I met them, it was kind of fun because they were just as funny. They were kind of youthful in a way. And learning from them, it was like kind of interesting because they were talking about their stories about how they had their grandchildren and how with their daughters and sons. It was just pretty fun with them. Also funny because they kind of cheated during games, but it was okay. It was okay. We forget them. And I don't know who users you. I mean, there's already, if I could, go there.
Speak about the elementary school.
Oh, at the elementary school, we kind of had to walk like a few blocks down. I think it was that way. Exit is this way.
117.
Yeah, 117. There we go. So it's that way. So we went to elementary school. It was like from pre-K to first grade, and we were just interacting with them. Fisher kind of put me with the kids that were special ed. Special needs. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. They were special needs, and it was kind of nice hanging out with them and reading to them because it was like they were kind of happy and joyful, and sometimes they get distracted easily, but it was nice kind of talking with them and reading to them, and when they were like telling me little stories, there was this one little boy named, what's his name? It started with a J. His name started with a J. But he was adorable because he kept talking about these little building blocks and how they were like kind of like ships and everything. So I was like, oh, that's interesting. That's kind of funny. And it was cute. It was all cute. And then we kind of talked with other kids. There was a lot of kids. There was this one kid named Kyle. He loved to talk back. No cap. He loved to talk back. Like he would come out and we try talking with the kids like, you gotta be calm, you gotta kind of like get their level, and then he'd come out here like, alright, so don't you mean that, how he's being a bully? how he was being kind of rude. I was like, yeah, that's how it is, pretty much. And the book we were reading to them was, what was it called? I know it was something fully.
Good afternoon, everybody. Nobody can smile inside. Somebody smile at least. So basically, today, nobody that knows me. I know some people inside probably know me. My name is Jamal Oakley. I used to be a student here. In 2017, I graduated actually. And right now, I'm actually a college student. I go to Blue College. And today, I'm actually going to introduce these people as well. They're basically in college as well, and even a Greek organization as well.
C5.
Huh?
Oh, man.
So basically, we're just gonna talk to you, like, keep it level. Like, we're not gonna, like, you could just be level with us. So if you have any questions, like, anytime I'm, like, going through all the questions, you can, like, stop me and just ask the question if you have something come to you, okay? Somebody's gonna ask a question, you have to ask a question. Alright? For real. So the whole time I heard everybody talking about the brand, basically, like, how to, like, represent yourself reputation-wise, basically. So, what does your personal brand look like? I could think on that. I could think on a question. Go ahead.
Like in terms of networking.
You can say how you represent yourself to people.
Well, I like my name is Pierre Taylor. Well, I live in Richmond Hill. Oh, I got people in the back. Hello. I currently attend Baruch College. But the way I like to output myself, I always want to be known as the reliable person or the person that you can count on. Like, it don't matter if there's trouble, if you need help or anything. I feel like that's the biggest hit I like people to take away from me personally. Like, so if I had to just call my personal brand one thing, it would just be like reliability.
Hi, I'm Regina. I go to Hampton University. It's an HBCU in Virginia. My personal brand, I would probably say, like Keith said, I would also say I like people to know I'm reliable and easy to count on, whether there's something they need help with or they need advice or just anything. Like, I do like to be known as reliable and hardworking for sure. And yeah, definitely hardworking.
Anybody have any question? I'm gonna pick on somebody.
I have a question. Lisa, question.
What's the question?
What made you guys want to work in Richmond out of all schools?
What you said?
What makes you want to volunteer? Why did you visit here yet?
When I was there, I used to go there. So basically, the reason I really came back is because I'm gonna be frank with everybody. Like, you see how, like, Mr. Fisher, he keeps like 100 with everybody. He tells y'all, I was not listening to him at all, honestly. Like, I was not listening. And then actually, when I graduated now, everything he was really telling me, he was really telling the whole truth. Like, all the teachers inside, what they tell you is really the truth. Like, you just need to really be on yourself when you leave it. Like, it's completely different. The college life is completely different. Here, it's just like they baby you all the time. They go ahead.
How difficult is it exactly?
People-
Stress level 1 to 10.
So coming out of high school, you can say it would be like an 8, but just have to be like prepared for it. Basically, I dragged it. So maybe like you could say it's gonna be stressful at first. Just know to be prepared for everything. Yeah, just have like concept. Any other questions? Yeah, that's so Any other questions? No? Mr. E.
If you could go back to high school, what would you and change something? What would you change? Felt great.
No? Yeah, I'm not answering for that.
I would definitely say that I would connect more with my teachers. I had good connections with my teachers, but I feel like I would have been in their offices more my freshman and sophomore and my junior year instead of the end of junior and senior year when it was, crunch time basically. I think I would definitely take advantage of the help that they were offering.
I'm not currently in college, I'm in college a couple years ago. But way back in the day when I was in high school, I didn't go here, I went to August Martin. One thing that I know. One thing that I would have changed about my high school experience is I was an athlete. But I didn't know I was smart because I didn't want to be smart in front of certain friends. So it wasn't until that I surrounded myself with people who were more positive than negative that I began to understand that I'm really smart. I can do this. And I think that's something that we all go through. Sometimes we dim our light so we let other people shine. But we should never do that because we should shine as bright as we can at all times.
We have a question. What was like your first moment of realizing like, oh, I can do this?
I can be real with y'all, right?
Yeah.
So I failed over my sophomore year, and I was academically ineligible, and my mother didn't really understand like what was that about because she's like, no, you can read, you can write. I told you good. Like, what do you mean that you're not ineligible? And it wasn't because it was because the test was up. I wasn't going to classes, and once all life was taken from me, I couldn't go outside, I couldn't play basketball, I couldn't talk to anybody. I realized that in order to do what I wanted to do, I had to do something I didn't want to do. So in order to play basketball, I had to really focus. And when I did one successful semester, I had the opportunity to get some more help. I had the opportunity to have a version of Mr. Fisher in my life, and that was the beginning of the turnaround for me. Thank you for that question.
So, why did you skip classes? Was it because of your friends, or you just wanted to?
It was because I didn't value my personal brand. See, when you don't value your own personal brand, other people will place a valuation onto you. So I was 6'3", I was successful on the basketball team. Nobody wanted to say, hey, come to study hall. They said, hey, come to this party, or come to this hangout, or let's play basketball instead of go to school. And I thought that was the way to go. But I didn't realize that they were looking for me for leadership because they wouldn't leave without me. And so once I started to recognize that I had some place to go and that everybody that was around me was going to reach those same destinations, I chose my friends a little bit differently.
What do you think is the hardest part of being a freshman in college?
So, for all the seniors here, when you go to college, there's going to be a lot of distractions. Like, my first semester, I'm not even going to lie, I failed 3 out of my 5 classes. My first semester in college. But I feel like that semester kind of made me who I am today, because after that, it was only going up from there. But it's going to be a lot of parties, a lot of people, yo, come do this, come do that. And it's just, and you're not going to be used to it because is anybody planning on going like out of state, away from college? Yeah, so there's nobody who's going to be on your back. You're going to be by yourself. Nah. It's still going to be like, to be honest, college is probably the most fun I ever had. But you still have to allocate the time to your work. Because at the end of the day, you don't want to be the person taking 6, 7 years to finish a 4-year school. Things like that. So, yeah, there's going to be a lot of distractions. You're going to have fun. Some of your college friends might be your friends forever. Like, I met Jamar in college, and I feel like I know him since I was married. So, college is the most fun, but you just got to push ahead to your work. Because if you don't, you got to get kicked out. And nobody's asking for your work. You're going to be by yourself, basically. So, and college helps you find your true self too. Because you're gonna learn stuff about yourself you never knew with living with your parents and stuff like that.
What do you major in?
Oh, business communication, I'm a minor in English.
So I go to school out of state, and my freshman year, I'm not even gonna lie to y'all, that wasn't my best semester, and my mom was not a happy person. But honestly, it's you have to figure out what's important, and you need to have your priorities straight. You need to know, all right, I can miss this party this weekend. There's gonna be a bunch, I promise. When you join clubs and organizations, you have to time manage. Like, that's really your key to success in college, because I can tell you straight up, like, I went away and I got freedom and I was lit. And I was like, oh, I gotta put, everything hits at once, and then I started having to play catch up, and that's not fun either. So honestly, just like have fun, make memories. You're gonna make lifelong friends. Like, college is so much fun, but as long as you keep your priorities straight and you know stay on top of your work, like that's really what's gonna make or break your college career. Poli-sci pre-law, political science pre-law. Sorry. Yes, political science pre-law.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Mr. Emmanuel. So, I think, so again, I've been in your shoes. I've been in an assembly where I had speakers talk to me left and right, ups and downs. You said it before, you listen to Mr. Fisher. So a lot of times when you guys sit here as a freshman, sophomore, junior, you're like, oh, nothing to talk, right? So we can say everything that you want to hear is how you're going to apply it. And to me, the main thing is consistency, right? You have to be able to be consistent. The girls group, which I love, is because they're consistent. Every Wednesday, I know I'm going to have anywhere from 12 to 20 girls waiting in the office. If you miss a Wednesday, they're upset. It's consistency. Now, there's a lot of things they need to work on, but by them being there every Wednesday, we get to work on those things. Now, that's going for the grade. You have to be consistent in doing your homework, consistent in prepping for exams. Yes, you can get a 90 one time, slack off, and then you fail another time. You have to be consistent. And one thing is always to be present. If you're present, then you can evolve. A lot of times, especially for now, attendance. Making first period, right? A lot of people can't make first period. You gotta be consistent so you can build a kind of repetition of being a good student and so forth. When you get to college, you're gonna be given more freedom than you've ever had, right? Teacher's not gonna call your house. They're not gonna tell you you're late. They're gonna give you the syllabus. First day of school, it's gonna tell you when everything is due. They're not going to tell you when an exam is because they gave you the syllabus. So you have to be consistent in doing it. So right now, I try to prep the kids who come from the office is being consistent and being present, because a lot of times you can get lost. Especially nowadays with social media and so much going on, you can get lost. So I think being consistent is probably one of the most important things.
I didn't even tell you what my major was. Alright. Business communication with a minor in French. Brook is like basically a business school. Yeah, but it's really like majority like a business school. Like accounting is really like a little branch. You can go over that. You get it? So you have Ziegler, Wiseman, and international business inside of it. You really pick the school that you want to go inside of and get your degree through that school.
But you gotta have a good GPA to get in.
Yeah, you gotta have for Ziegler. That's like the.
I couldn't get in.
So you're saying more?
No, I was in Baruch, but I couldn't get into the business Ziegler because my GPA was high.
What was it like?
My GPA was just 2.8 to get into Ziegler. You need 3.0. I'm part of that boat too. Huh? I'm in that same boat too. I had to go communication. I had to change my major.
I did the same exact thing. Same thing. So, next question is, how do you use time management? Oh, y'all want me to answer that first? Right. So the question is, how do you use time management? So, for me, basically, coming out of high school, actually this school specifically, I didn't know time management at all because you use the bell. They tell you when to go to class, what time you eat lunch, all the type of stuff. They tell you like, oh, you have an essay due this day, you have an essay due this day. Like Mr. Manuel said, you get a syllabus. Basically, that's basically like in August. You can have an essay due in like November. They're not gonna tell you none of that because they told you in August already you got paper. So basically, it's just like a way of like, I know Mr. Fisher said all the time, like time management, do time management. It's really, you can say it's a really tough thing to do, but if you really put your mind to it, basically, you'll be able to do it.
To be honest, I didn't really learn time management until my second semester. Like I was saying, my first semester, I felt like I was just going in there. So like I was partying every weekend, going out with my friends. So I didn't really put like enough time into my study. But then also I didn't put enough time into myself. Like I was always trying to be a more social person. So like when you like, it's not really a gem, but like some advice when you're doing time management or like setting up your time in college, like give yourself some time to like no studying, like just for yourself. Like you go crazy in college, like. But like, there's people that study 24/7, or there's people that party 24/7. They don't put like at least an hour to themselves. So yeah, everyone do that.
For time management, personally, I'm kind of a nerd. I have a planner. Those are the best in college. Get a weekly planner and like, even in the beginning of the semester, like me personally, like I'll get the syllabus and I'll read through it and I'll just put the dates right in my calendar in the beginning. I have Google Calendar on my phone because I'm in so many organizations, it's, meetings, class, friends. So I just throw it in my phone and I get a reminder. Like, use your phone. Your phone is your best friend sometimes. So like if you use like Google Calendar reminders, like that will help you. Like if you have an essay, like I forget everything. If you have an essay on Friday, put that thing in on Monday and you'll be good. So like write it down and just stay on top of like things like that. Make time, like make a schedule for yourself. Like that's how I do it. So that really helps. I'm a political science major, pre-law track, so I write a lot of papers. Like, I'm currently writing a 50-page paper right now. I started in August, it's due in April, but, you know, like, that's time management. Like, that's a perfect example. Like, I have to have a chapter done at least, yes, chapter. I have to have, like, a chapter done, but I'm a senior. You probably will not have a 50-page paper your freshman year. But like time management, like keeping up with like essays and homework and stuff, like that's what I've had to do. But it also depends on your major. Like some majors won't have a 50-page paper.
You have to switch your majors, right?
I haven't. I love what I do and stuff, and I know like that's what I want to do in the future. So like I don't mind my major, but I know I'm like one of the few people in my friend group who has not changed my major. Change your major is pretty common. Do what you love.
How about you guys?
Oh yeah, I did change my major.
I knew I wanted to go to HBCU, so the decision was easy for me. I grew up going to predominantly white schools. I went to Catholic school for high school. I went to predominantly white school for middle school, pre-K, elementary, all that. So going to HBCU wasn't a hard choice. I wanted to be around people who were like me. There is diversity. That's what a lot of people always love to say. There's diversity. There are people from everywhere at HBCU, but I believe personally from my experience that the teachers and the staff genuinely care about their minority students. And they genuinely take the time to make sure you're good. They don't baby you, but they're also like, all right, you have this due in 2 weeks. How are we going to make it better? If you're not doing well in class, most teachers will pull you aside and be like, you know what, like, I see you're not doing well in this class. How can I help you? Office hours, every school does office hours. So I know here, like, I felt more comfortable being fully me. I never had to refrain back. Like, if I had a twist out of my hair, I could walk around with my twist and nobody's gonna stop me and be like, why do you have a twist in your hair? You know? Like, little things like that. The culture is fun, you know? It's a great experience. It's a beautiful experience, you know? So, yeah.
So this question right here basically is going to be towards she again, and even Mr. Fisher and Mr. Hernandez. It's basically speaking of Greek organizations. Can you explain Greek organization?
Hey, so I'm a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority. We're great. Yeah, Alpha Kappa Alpha. It's the first Black sorority, founded on January 15th, 1908 at Howard University. Right? Yeah. Basically, my whole family honestly is Greek. My dad is a member of Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated. I have families who are members of Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity as well. But being a member of AKA personally has been amazing. You get to network, you get to meet amazing, women, like you meet a lot of great women, you get to network, you get to build a genuine sisterhood with girls who think like you and who want to do well and who want to strive to do their best. And it's just a group of Black women who are great and just want to be great. And you help the community, you serve the community, you talk to high school students just to make sure they're good, and you serve, you could do so much to serve. And it's all D9. I think all D9s are honestly and genuinely great. But being a member of AKA has honestly been a life-changing blessing. So I think it's great.
All right.
What is it like interacting with a whole bunch of females? Because how sometimes
women. Yeah, I feel you're coming from. There's a lot of personalities. I have a lot of line sisters, quite honestly. So, we have a lot of different personalities, but I think what brings us together is our love for AKA and our love for a certain community and our love for wanting to do better. And because we all share that bond, it's easy to say, you're my sister, we might have our ups and our downs, but I want the best for you, you want the best for me. So if you need help with something, I got you. I need help with something, I know you got my back, And I think that's what it's taught us, it's humbled us. It's been great just knowing that I have a bunch of girls, different personalities from all over the country, honestly. And I can meet a soror anywhere, and I have certainty, they got my back. So you'll be surprised how many girls I get along. You'll be surprised.
Good afternoon, I'm Mr. Hernandez. I'm in the attendance department here at the school. I actually worked 10 years here as a math teacher before I moved into the attendance teacher about 10 years also. I'm combined 25 years with the Board of Ed. Just a little background on myself. I went to Northeastern University in Boston. I was an engineering major, so I got my BS in engineering, industrial engineering. I came back home to Brooklyn and got my master's in education. So I became a math teacher. That's a little, background on myself. I've done the mathematics, and I've also coached sports throughout the year. I coach varsity football, I coach wrestling at Jamaica, and I do baseball here at Richmond Hill. So I'm basically a coach all year round also. I took a little different path to fraternities. I actually joined an alumni chapter. During my college days, it was kind of tied up because I was on scholarship with football and also an engineering major. So I really didn't have time to go through the process. So I did the alumni chapter, I took that route, and I initiated into Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated in 2012, about 8 years ago. And it's been a really great thing for me in that I was able to give back the way I intended to do all along. We currently have a Kappa League which services 6 to 12 graders, and in terms of mentoring, helping them find career paths, things of that nature. My chapter does a turkey drive every year. This year we gave away 150 turkeys and baskets to different families throughout Brooklyn and Manhattan. So we do different community service projects throughout the year. And that was really what I wanted to get to as an alumni chapter member. Okay, so when you join a fraternity or sorority, historically black fraternity or sorority, it's a lifelong commitment. Okay, it doesn't end when you get your degree. It's really just starting. Okay, because once you pledge or initiate into a fraternity or sorority, you're a lifelong member. Okay? Thank you. In terms of it doesn't end, there's always community services, there's always business meetings. Your brothers and your sisters, your fraternity members and your sorors will call you night and day for just about anything. Okay? If you try to make it, it's just not possible. You make a commitment when you join that fraternity or sorority. You're making that lifelong commitment, and they tell you that ahead of time. Okay, so if you're not willing to, be involved for that lifelong commitment, then you don't make that commitment. Okay, because you're always gonna have brothers and sisters and meetings and agendas and community service projects. So it's always linked. You always have that link to your brothers and sisters. Question. No, as I mentioned, it is a lifelong commitment. You actually you're registered with the national fraternities and sororities, so there's really no place. Basically, yeah. We say K shot till the day we die. So
If you make mistakes, they still mistake.
That's it.
So I have something like that.
You just won't get accepted. That's it.
How about I've already been in it? And I messed up. You're like, wow, part of this thing.
That's what I'm saying. Once you get into that group, that organization, like you said, it's a national registry. So then all three, not Divine Nine, we have a council. I'm actually part of FANL in New York. So we all work together as a unit, even though we are different organizations. Of course, I am a part of the 8x8 because I'm incorporated. Everyone's a part of Dropouts and incorporated. I played at Lane College. I also went to HBCU in Jackson, Tennessee. And I would say that a lot of the things and a lot of the reasons I'm able to do the things that I do with you guys is because I pledged Alpha. All right. They've allowed me to connect with brothers far beyond. In fact, Dr. Brown is my fraternity brother, which is Dr. Benjo, Mr. Benjo's. I'm claiming that, Doctor. I'm claiming that for you. Mr. Banjo's mentor, as he claims him, and he's one of my frat brothers. He's been in the district for almost 30 years. And so you can ask Mr. Ganesh. We were just in an email, and he said, "Hey, right?" And so when Mr. Hernandez says it never ends, it simply means that I can go into any state, anywhere, and I have a place to lay my head. Literally, my line brother just texted me this morning, "Yo, Fred, you good?" So it's about checking in. And to your question, okay, when you talk about a group of organizations and people connecting, I tell the girls group and I tell the boys group at all times, does this person take food from you? Does this person take money from you? Then how can a person make you mad? Because they didn't take anything from you. All right, you gave your attitude to them. And so within the Greek organization, you have to have a level headedness. We always say house. When we get above ourselves, we always say we're not bigger than the house, so we call house. That's deference. That's always deference. Whatever we arguing about, whatever it is, we unacquainted enter, shake hands, and greet each other as we come in. And as we leave, we're friends. Period. All right? And of course, when you talk about organizations, MBK, MSK, it's nothing more shy of that. We just don't have a national registry, but it is a brother sisterhood
a family or organization where people that you didn't pick come into a room and you have to figure out a way to mesh with them. And that's what I try to do with you guys as much as possible. And I know I get tired of hearing me. But like I've done with Kamara, like I've done with some of you other young ladies, I've pushed you into places where I ask you, hey, do this. Did you reach out to this person? Did you do that? I know I've asked Anasha to do that numerous of times. Mary, Eric, Deb, Elisa, Melissa, I've asked them constantly to reach out to this. Did you check on this person? Did you do that? That comes from my